Saturday morning, 30 degrees outside, playoff weekend. It's football, football, football. Let's go. Right, welcome on into the NY2MD podcast. Kevin Hurt, Brian Sherrod here on a Saturday.
He's back, y'all. He's back.
Brian did a tremendous solo show last week.
Yeah.
I was visiting La Familia in Florida last week, so I was unable to. I actually probably wanted to sleep. That's another thing. Excuse me. Unable to get up early and do the show, but thank you very much for doing the show. That was awesome. I'm glad you did the picks because I got all of them right, but we'll get into that. That was new. But yes, of course, we're on StreamYard and YouTube. You can subscribe and hit that like button, please. We appreciate it, as well as on man. I took a week off and I can't think now. We're also on Facebook, IG, Twitter. Thank you very much. And, of course, on Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Spotify, wherever you find podcasts, you will find the NY, the MD podcast. And, of course, when I start talking, I'm going to start coughing for no reason because I was fine earlier. Anyway, we're here. I'm back. The show's back.
Yes, sir.
Two people. It was good, though, but I feel like we needed the content, everybody. There's too much going on. We have to, when one of us isn't here, we need to give the people what they want, which is the NY, the MD podcast. And we did. It was great. I loved it. Thank you. And, we'll be here until we have another vacation coming up, which will be next month. So, you might be doing another solo show, but we'll see. We don't know. Yeah. We don't know. But I don't even know where to start off with, man. But I know we have a full slate of football.
Yeah.
It's really, we just saw some video of, Shay arguing and beefing with the Grizz. Now, the Grizz do seem to have some kind of attitude issues lately. But I only thought it was with Golden State. I thought them and Golden State needed it.
Yeah.
But I think now them and the rest of the league are starting to get a little hyped up. But that was fun. Now let me ask you. Actually, no. I probably know the answer to this question. So, but you're known to have a slight little bit of a temper, maybe a little something. When I saw Shay out there, I feel like I could see you doing that. Now, you may not get on the floor like you did, but have you ever gotten into an argument with like a player or someone on the opposite team that you were cheering for?
Well, it's funny you should say this because there was an incident that happened in the supermarket last week that I'm not proud of.
What? Wait, is this a second supermarket story?
Second, what was the first?
The first one where with the kids and you got out of line and went to a different line?
Oh, that's...
Oh, my God. This is a new one?
Yeah, this is a new one. I'm not proud about this.
Wow. I did not know. Breaking news. I did not know about
this. So it was a long line. This was like the self-checkout line in the Giant, right? A lady's getting impatient. And basically she's saying like, hey, hey, there's some open checkout lanes, checkout places you can go. Well, if y'all not gonna go, I was like, man, you're not gonna get in front of me. Well, why won't you go? There's some open. I was like, man, because there's two people in front, and I don't want to be rude and just get in front of these people. And she just kept going at me. So I was like, look, man, why don't you just calm down? We're gonna all get there at the same time. We're gonna all get there eventually. Just chill, but you're not gonna get in front of me. So yeah, it got a little heated. I'm not proud of it. But she was just getting on my nerves, yo, because she was trying to tell me, why don't you go? Why don't you go? And I'm just like, just chill. We're gonna get there. Like so at that moment, I kind of lost it a little bit. Luckily, the thing opened up for me and I did my thing. But yeah, so I'm not proud of it. But to your point, sometimes hurt people can just push people can just push the wrong buttons with me in the supermarket. I don't know what's going on.
You need to shop online from now on. You need to order all your groceries on Amazon, dude. I did not. That is hilarious. You're like, well, incident last week. I'm like, last week.
That's when you said the second, I'm like, what is he talking? Oh, yeah. So, but the first one, I did good because I didn't say anything and I just rolled out this one.
Yeah, but that was over the divider. That was, and you're like literally next in line, and the whole divider
like
set you off enough to take all your stuff and go to the next thing. So this is now this one I'll give you. I'm not saying you should be proud of yourself. Excuse me. This one I'll give you a little bit more grace on because someone's coming at you about something stupid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you're either just going to be quiet or you're just going to let that person go.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's always, and honestly, this is funny. There's always etiquette when it comes to supermarkets. But I'm the person that I don't cut lines. I don't believe in cutting lines. But so when they open up something, the people closest to that one,
yes,
go.
Right.
Just automatically, it's just like, oh, we're closer to number 7. I'm in number 4. The line's back that far. It's their job, the cashier, to say, next person in line, come over here. Instead of just like, oh, this is open, then it's a free-for-all.
Right.
So to me, it's more because people are going to be people. But to me, it's on the store or it's on that cashier who opened up. Like, my lane's open. I'll take you, sir. You're next. Come over here. That's what you're supposed. To me, that's what you're supposed to do. If that doesn't happen, I can't blame all the lemons to get in line and just start following everybody else.
But to her point, this was just self-checkout, right? So she was just trying to make a point. Hey, somebody just left. But my thing is, man, just chill. We gonna get. You know what I'm saying? Like, she was trying to get in front of 3 people who want. She was being impatient, and
I'm still confused as to self-checkout. One of the places were open, so why didn't someone go to that?
Well, that's what I'm saying. They were moving a little slow for her liking.
Oh. Well, you know what? Then she got chill.
She was trying to tell the person, hey, there's a link. But
she's one of those. Like, it's green.
Yeah.
Like, it's green.
And that was,
now, don't get me wrong. I've been in line behind a person that's oblivious to something opening up. And I'm like, okay. And in my head, I'm like, how can I word this without sounding wrong or whatever? And I usually wait till somebody behind me says something. Because I'm just like, hang on. And like, to me, I'm always going to come off wrong. I'm like, hey, ma'am, that never works for me or something. So I'm just like, I'm just going to sit here and be quiet. I wait for it. It's almost like, because all these road rage issues and everything, I'm not going to beep if I'm right behind you. Because then it's like, oh, all of a sudden somebody's going to have a problem in my head. So if I'm 5th and you ain't going, I'll beat my horn because you ain't going to know who it is.
Right.
You know what I mean? Or I'll sit there and wait for somebody else to beat the horn for the person in front of me. Okay. So I'm like, yeah. I was like, I don't know. Like, I'm cool. Yeah. So, yeah, just to avoid conflict, I don't even go there. But you have a right to, be defensive.
Yeah, because she was like, well, I'm just going to get in front of her. And I was like, no, you're not getting in front of her.
Yeah, no, because you're not cutting the line.
Right.
Because they're moving slow and can't get to the open area. Yeah, that's not happening. No, it's not happening on my watch.
I was just making the point. I was just like, man, just be a little patient. We'll get there. Well,
yeah, no. No, it's a line for a reason.
Right. Like we all gonna get there and just chill.
Yeah.
So but anyway,
but that's what, so. Not saying that you were off the hook, but I understand that way more than you know.
oh, okay. Well, good.
Yeah.
Well, that makes me feel better. And everybody tune in next week for our series on supermarket etiquette.
Yeah, Brian. No, or Brian at the supermarket. We just need to follow him. Honestly. It needs to be a series on YouTube, just following Brian and his certain altercations that occur.
And I'm just gonna say one last thing, because I know when it comes to supermarket, I don't know why this is, but the reason why I use the self checkout lane is because I always get into the wrong lane, yo. It never fails. I always, because don't you know when you're in the supermarket, you try to figure out like which one is the quick lane. So you might go in the line where there's only one person, right? So like, oh, this ain't gonna take long. But then it never fails. Like that one person, that's the one who wants to write a check, right? You know what I'm saying? Like
I would do self checkout anyway.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why I do it. But there are times when I've gotten in lanes and I always get into the.
No, it's like getting a cart that never works.
Yeah.
Like every Walmart, I'm like, why is it the first 3 carts have a wheel issue? I can't, or you can't get it out, or it's just stuck.
Yeah,
I'm like every time.
Yeah, every time. It's just
and then all the little, and you don't need the big cart. All the little carts disappear. I don't know. It's like your socks.
They're never there.
And I'm like, where do they go? They're on either side, and you never get one unless you get there like 6 a.m. or something, maybe. So yeah, I totally understand.
Yeah.
So speaking of all that, let's talk about the NFL.
No, wait a minute. So how did we even get? We were talking about Shannon Sharp though. How did you thinking about that real quick? Because you just told me, and I watched the video. And my thing is, Shannon, you're there to watch the game, dude. Like, why are you almost getting in a fight with a player? Like, that's ridiculous, man.
I feel like because I'm not defending him. Okay. But I feel as though excuse me, he's a former athlete, right?
Okay.
So I feel like there's more of he's not a regular. Now, to me, if it was like, I don't know, because I was thinking about it last time I saw it. If that was you, me, even though I'm not going to do it, you, me, or a movie star, or someone who didn't play a sport or is known, I think you'll get in more arguments to me as a player with somebody on TV that you know. Because you ever know, it's like Stephen A. Smith, right? If Stephen A. Smith talks, and whoever he's talking about, those people like, yo, especially if they do well, like Stephen A. doesn't need to keep my name out of his mouth. There's this, not rivalry, but you know what I'm saying? There's these feelings back and forth.
Contentiousness?
Yes, there's some contention going on. There's some feelings that are there, right?
All right.
So, he's known to be, he was at the Lakers game last week. He's known to be a LeBron guy. So LeBron and the Grizzlies, I swear they played in Memphis and had a back-to-back flew to LA. That's what I was thinking. But they played, I believe, yesterday, the day before as well. So they were getting into little arguments during the game, but the Grizzlies and the Lakers. And LeBron, who may talk stuff, but not a lot. I mean, he was upset. That dude was MFing every second at some point. And, I'm not defending. All this is to say I'm not defending Shannon at all. But because he's such an uber LeBron fan, that, like Rihanna. Like Rihanna's a LeBron fan. And I notice when like, say somebody shoots over LeBron, they'll come down the court and look at Rihanna's like, yeah. You know what I mean? Like, so there's always a back and forth. There's always a back and forth. This is a little bit too far. You don't need to come on the court. You don't need to have, it doesn't need to get to the point where the team is coming off the bench to come over to confront you. It's not that. And yes, you were a tight end in football, but look how small he was compared to those dudes now. Like, it's a little bit different. But I mean, to me, that happens. I was asking you, have you ever gotten to, like, you're at an Orioles game and Yankee, like, oh, you suck. And he turned around and got a hit. I was like, yeah, no, you suck, Oriole man, or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Have you, because that kind of, I feel things on both sides. Like, I'm fine saying you suck. Don't make it personal. It's the whole personal thing because fans just go too far. It's like the Arsenal game. So the Arsenal played this other team down the road, that we beat because we usually do and we're better than them. And there's, after we defeated them, one of their players came over and started talking trash to our goalkeeper. Our goalkeeper is known to have a little bit of temper and make fun of, fans are giving him stuff and he's giving stuff back. So anyway, he goes over to collect his goalkeeper stuff. This little punk rat bastard ass kid, I'm sorry, he was 35, looked like a kid, comes out the stands and kicks him and runs back.
Oh.
Like, you want to talk about me losing my mind? Yeah. I would have found that dude, yo. First of all, I never would have gone to that stadium because it's toilet bowl. But I would have found that dude on the street or in the, what did they call it, the tube over there. And that dude would have got that dude would have gotten a couple elbows and a headbutt. I'm telling you, like, that's going too far. Like, you lost it, and you lost the match. You lost many matches. Get over it.
All right, wait. This brings back to Shannon Sharp, though. What are you saying? Like, I don't
like. I feel like it goes like fans and athletes take it to a certain point, but to me, the fans don't need to be involved that much. Like Shannon should have never got on the court. It's not because it's not about you. That little kid you should never go touch an athlete.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, just there's a certain point where you could trash talk. Trash talking's fine. Oh, F you, I don't like you. Okay, fine. But when you get to the, like, I'm throwing stuff at you, beers, I'm like, that's, like, that dude ain't coming up there to get you. If he does, and he run our test your butt, that's your fault. All right. So I guess it just got me the whole fan interaction thing. And after just seeing that, I remember that little punk, coward, little running Tottenham, dumb little SOB kicking my player.
You said the T word,
I mean, that little punk scum bucket bastard ass.
Okay. So last question on this one. Is this going to be a segment on Skip and Shannon on Monday?
Oh, yeah. Of course. It's gotta be. And of course, Skip be the first one. Be like, what were you thinking? Running out there, defending your LeBron James.
Let me tell you, Skip. Let me tell you something, Skip.
Well, Skip. No, Skip. Skip. First of all, Skip, let me talk, Skip. That's all it's been lately. Skip. No, don't interrupt me, Skip. That's all it's been.
Oh, man.
We have a lot to get to. Let's get to the NFL. So,
man, where you want to start?
Well, you know what? We're going to get to the games and everything. Let's start here, right now, this town, this quarterback, these rumors, this offensive coordinator is going. What is going on in Baltimore, man? I need to know. I was away when all this stuff kind of happened, and things were actually. It's funny. I was on the plane ride back when the Baltimore game was on, and of course, coming back to BWI from anywhere, there's people from Baltimore, so people were looking at the game on their phones, and all I heard was, and we'll get into it, but your fans are passionate, as you know. Oh, man, what happened? Turn off the game. I'm like, it's on somebody's phone. Calm down. But we'll get into that. So it's been a long week for you guys. But I want to start out with Lamar. What's going on?
All right. So we're just going to have a conversation here because it was a exhausting week, right? So first of all, we start off the week thinking, all right, maybe Lamar's going to play, right? We made the playoffs. He sat out the last 5 games. He's gotten himself healthy so he could play for this game right now. So there was hope. So first, everybody was waiting for Tuesday to see if Lamar practices. Or was it Tuesday or Wednesday? Wednesday. Didn't practice. Well, maybe on Thursday he'll practice. Still didn't practice. So he missed 2 practices in a row. At this point, Ravens fans are like, okay, he's not playing. It's a wrap. He's not playing. So we come to the realization Tyler Huntley's playing. But, and this is what really started getting people like, what's going on? On Thursday, he sends out a tweet and he breaks down his injuries. And basically on the tweet, he's talking about, hey, I had a grade 2 PCL strain, borderline grade 3 strain. My knee is unstable. I want to get my full, I wish I can go out there, but I can't because I can't get my 100%. I really want to be there for my guys, blah, blah, blah. So the moment this comes out, we're like, well, he's definitely not playing. But, I'm getting texts, I'm getting phone calls, from the siblings, like, yo, what's going on? Yo, my first reaction to this wasn't, oh, Lamar's not playing. My first reaction was, wow, he's undermining John Harbaugh right now because basically he's coming out. The injury report comes out on Friday. He put this out before the team said anything about his injury. And Harbaugh, he's very close to the vest when it comes to injuries. He plays that game. You know what I'm saying? Will he play? Will he or won't he? So he's, injuries are like nuclear secrets. You know what I'm saying? Like nuclear codes. Like they just don't come out from John Harbaugh. He's just not going to tell them until he has to. So that was my first thought. I was like, wow, he's really undermining the Ravens here because why would he come out with his injury status a day before the report? My thing is, if Lamar wanted to do this, why don't he do this after? He could have easily sent this message after the fact. He gets ruled out by the coach, by the coaching staff. Then he comes out with that, explaining to the fans why he's not playing. So to me, this was more of a thing as, wow, he's undermining the team. So, then we go into the game like, hey, Tyler's going to play. You know what? He had a bye week last week because he didn't play. Maybe he does give us a good shot to win. So getting excited about the game, man. And then I think it was Melissa Stark. I think she was reporting, and she said Lamar didn't travel with the team. Yo, at that point, I was deflated. I'm like, wait a minute, why is Lamar not with the team? Like, he couldn't. Like, I understand he's not playing, but I'm just really disappointed that he's not there to support his dudes, man. Like, I understand you can't play, but you got to be there for your guys, man. Like, you got to be there. And so then I'm like, all right, wait a minute. Something's going on. There's more to this that's going on. Then we get to the game itself. The Ravens had an excellent game plan for as many people that want to get on Greg Roman. He had an excellent game plan until the Ravens about to take the lead in the fourth quarter. They drive. I was telling everybody I was with, the Ravens winning this game 27-20. At this point, it was 17-17. I said they're going to score a touchdown here. Cincinnati's going to come back and score a touchdown, and then the Ravens are going to drive in field goal range to end the game. Justin Tucker kicks us off to the second round. Everything's going good, man. Then Tyler Huntley, 30-yard run to the 2-yard line. I'm like, yes. I literally said out my mouth, run the ball 4 times. Run the ball. Give it to Gus 4 times or give it to JK. Just run it. Nothing cute. Just run the ball 4 times, Hurt. I literally said that the moment we got to the 2. So, of course, first down, what do? Pass it to the fullback. Incomplete. Second play, gave it to Gus. All right, he gained about a yard, half a yard. Okay. Third down, quarterback sneak.
Was it a quarterback sneak or a quarterback leap?
Yeah. Oh, man.
That was the worst leap ever in the history of life.
Oh, my
God. But then, and the way he jumped, like he jumped from the 5-yard line. Like he wasn't even close to getting over.
No. And the thing is, dude, they had a play where, he had 2 dudes. He had Gus Edwards and the fullback behind him. They were supposed to push him in the end zone. Just stay low to the ground, dude. You had like 500 pounds of muscle that's going to get you in there.
Pressure in the end zone because that's allowed now.
That was right. That was the play. And
he decided to try to go airborne.
He thought he was Superman, And so the rest is history. The Ravens lose, blah, blah, blah. Everybody. So here's what pisses me off. People want John Harbaugh fired. People want Greg Roman fired. Lamar, he's trash. He didn't show up to the game. Trade him. It's just like all this stuff.
Old people at work were coming to me. And they were like, what's going on with Lamar? I heard something about he didn't show up at a franchise. And, all these things are different. So I had to really sit down and break it down to him. But I didn't even know. I heard he was sick and why he didn't show up. So so I had to break down everything I heard, which, I don't know everything because I don't follow the team. Right. But, of course, I know what franchising is. I had to explain it to him. This is their probably a franchise. That means they could trade or they could sign an extension. He could play on a year. It's going to be like $40 million. all this stuff. It was like a 10-minute conversation about your team. You know how I feel about this. So I'm like, but these are older people, so I'm going to respect them and talk about it. They're not younger where I'm like, I ain't talking about that trash. I don't care about no crows. But older people, I got to talk about it. So I'm like, fine. But I didn't know. I heard he was sick. I don't know the nuances behind it. I heard about, I think it was in Florida at the time, when he came out and said what his injuries were. Well, I'm like, that's weird. Why would you, I know the stuff on social media, people just come out with stuff, but I feel like that wasn't normal to do for him to know just the extent or whatever it is. I mean, again, why did you do that? I don't know. Does it need to be out there? No, just that, hey, you're just not able to play. But, it is what it is. Then RG3 comes to his fence about playing because he did, which, okay, that's fine. No one cares about you either. But it was just, what is going on? And then Greg Roman is out.
No, before we get to Greg Roman, then
no. So real quick, that RG was commenting on him.
Oh, okay.
Because he was there, whatever, and how much he liked him. So it's just been, to me, I've just been all this stuff all week.
Yeah.
Even though I live here, but it's just been this national news now at this point.
And then we get the cryptic tweets from Lamar. When you have something good, you take care of it, because when you do that, that good thing takes care of you back, blah, blah, blah. Then it's just all these cryptic Instagram stories he's doing. It's just like, oh my gosh, dude. What, like, so now the national media has taken this and run with it. Oh, it's going to be a messy divorce. Oh, the Ravens should trade Lamar. Oh, Lamar shouldn't play under the franchise, which is one of the dumbest takes I've heard. That was by far the dumbest take I heard this week. Lamar should not play under, if they franchise him, he should not play at a franchise tag. He should go to Cabo and just chill out. I want to know what, that was Marcus Spears. I want to know, dude, if they franchise him, he gets a guaranteed $45 million, which is pretty much double what he made this year. I can hear one person on the face of this earth who's going to turn down a guaranteed $45 million. And the thing is, he's saying that he wouldn't have done that.
No, I wouldn't have. Okay, I would have taken that 45, and I would have been down to Cabo.
Yeah,
I can't. His voice, because he's a Cowboys guy. So let me just say that's why his voice gets on my nerves. That's exactly how he sounds.
Yeah.
Like, he would have taken that money. He can't take that. Go down to Cabo.
Just shut up. That was the dumbest take. But anyway, my point is, everybody and their mama, I mean, everyone has a take on Lamar. And the thing is, what pisses me off about this whole thing with Lamar, like, everybody has a take and they think they know what's going on. Nobody knows what's going on because the Ravens don't talk about the situation, and Lamar, he doesn't have an agent. So nothing gets leaked out. Nothing. It's all speculation. It's all speculation. So, so here's what kind of quelled this a little bit. And like I said, all this is really in the span of like a week or two. So the Ravens had a press conference on Thursday. Eric DeCosta, the GM, alongside with John Harbaugh, had a press conference, and they addressed everything. And I thought this was one of the best. And I was at work, I was listening to it. This was one of the best press conferences to me because I felt like the reporters asked direct questions, and I felt like the Ravens were trying to be as transparent as possible. They let the reporters ask a ton of questions. Your boy Vinny Serrato, he asked 3 really, really good questions, and that was really direct and like just straight up. Like, these reporters they didn't have no fear. Like, this wasn't softball stuff. This was like, are you going to trade Lamar? If Lamar gets franchised, what tag are you going to put on Lamar? If Vinny asked John Harbaugh straight up, if y'all tag Lamar and he doesn't show up for training camp all season, how you going to handle it? Like, these were really, just really good questions, man. If y'all won last week, would Lamar have played? Like, it was really good. But at the end of the day, the Ravens are pretty much saying they want to keep Lamar and they want to sign him to a long-term deal. They both John Harbaugh and Eric DeCosta said they spoke to Lamar that day. So Lamar was still in town, and they had conversations with him. So obviously the relationship is not free. It's not over. It can be mended. There might be a little bit people pissed off, you know what I'm saying? But it can be repaired. It can really easily be prepared. You know what I'm saying? Sign it.
Earn the money.
Yes. So, but here's the thing. So my take is they're going to do everything they can to keep Lamar. Lamar wants to stay. If they can't come up with a deal, I mean, I guess they're going to try to trade him. I guess. But the key thing out of everything that they talked about, the key takeaway I took was when Eric DaCosta said, "We are so close to having the championship clean. We are so close to having all the pieces in place." He was like, "There's just a couple, not a couple, but in so many words, he was saying there's some areas we need to address, but we have a lot of the key puzzle pieces in place for us to be a championship team." So and you can't be a championship team without a star quarterback, right? So they're going to do their best to franchise Lamar. Now, I'm going to give my take on this whole thing, but as an outsider, where do you think this is going? Do you think my question to you is kind of two parts. Where do you think it's going on opening day in September? Is Lamar going to be starting for the Ravens? And what's your whole take on this whole thing?
It's weird because obviously I live here.
Right.
I don't follow the team not one bit. It's only what the national. It's funny. Say the Baltimore Sun does something. I don't know. I don't follow it. I don't listen to it. I'm an ESPN. I'll look at NFL Network every now and then, or on the internet for those things, right? I've seen where they don't get along, that he's leaving. They had the top 5 or 6 teams that he probably going to be traded to next year. Of course, one of them's named Washington, which I'm like, that's not going to happen. But we're like 5th on the list. But we shouldn't even be on the list, first of all. But then it's like 5th on the list. Like the Jets are up there. Certain people, like Atlanta, whatever. So I'm like, what is going on? Because I don't know. So from outsider, it's just that things seem to be untenable. They don't like each other right now, and they're going to probably try to trade him. And these are the teams they're going to trade him to. Do I think he's going to be the quarterback next? Oh, then not only on top of that, then the opposite of that is there's people who are supposed to be traded to Baltimore to help him out. Like I'm seeing DeAndre Hopkins' name multiple times of him being traded from Arizona to Baltimore to help out Lamar. And I'm like, Lamar's not even here yet. You know what I mean? So it's either he's gone or he's getting help. So for me, it's not even in between. I don't know what it is. Do I think he's going to be? I think the dude's down at the flea market, for real. So the dude is ingrained in the Baltimore isms of Baltimore. The only thing that would sour his relationship is, again, he knows he's a smart kid. He knows what he has to go through, how it looks being his own agent, because they're going to treat you like you're not in the room, but you are, but they're talking about you. And the only thing that could sour him for here is the fans, to me. If the fans turned against him, which Baltimore fans can do, I just feel like say, for instance, they're like, you just need to go. And he's like, wow, you guys don't want me here anymore. You know what I mean? I feel like personally, because he's doing his own stuff, not feeling wanted by the fan base who has loved you for so long. And a turning of that, I think, personally would be the only thing that'd be like, you know what, I need to get out of here. You get what I'm saying? But he's so ingrained to me, again, it's just my opinion, he's so ingrained in Baltimore that he's just like, hey, I like it here. So I would want to win a championship here. That's how I feel, how he feels. But if the fans are just like you said, the fans here go from get rid of Harbaugh, like for what, to, get rid of Lamar, get rid of everybody. Like, why are we scorching earth for a team who was beat up all season that made the playoffs? And I know hopefully Dan's watching. The same thing I feel about Miami. Like, people were like, well, maybe we could get rid of McDaniel. And I'm thinking, these coaches got you to the playoffs. These players banged up, hurt, and stuff, won games for you. That's how you build something to go further. You make those guys tougher. They could step up in tough situations. So you get that. Baltimore, they almost won that game. We'll talk about it. The Dolphins almost won that game. Like, this is what builds character. And these guys stepped up. Hundley stepped up. The line, people stepped up. Like you said, they were one yard away from taking a lead.
Right.
You know, and it just didn't happen. But I mean, why is everybody just so this your team? And again, my team didn't make the playoffs, even though we were close. And we went through a whole bunch. Like, to me, it would have been a miracle, even if we lost in the first round, if we got it, which we would have. But look at what my team went through. How many quarterbacks? All this other crazy stuff, all the injuries to be over 500 is like half a miracle in the NFL. And I don't understand why it's this vitriol. So I just, like who wouldn't want Harbaugh? Like, who wouldn't want the guy in Pittsburgh? I can't think of his name.
Mike Tomlin.
Like Mike Tomlin. Like, those guys are consistent. You know what you're gonna get.
Yeah.
Every single week. The last guy I had like that was his name was Joe Gibbs. Okay. That was a long time ago. So when you have a coach like that, you keep him. And I like Mike McDaniel. I like McVay. Those guys, whether they're burnt out, young, whatever, all those guys seem to be consistent, good dudes. Yeah, those are the guys you build franchises around. You know what I mean?
Okay. So ultimately, you think he's going to be traded? Is that your answer?
Just all I've seen, like he's upset or whatever. I feel like he's going to be here.
Okay.
Now, there's a multitude of places that would want him.
Okay, let me ask you this. Yeah, there's a lot of people that will want him. Would a team that does not know Lamar like we know Lamar, right? Would a team be willing to take on Lamar, trade for him, give up a lot of draft capital to get him, pay him 5 years on a guaranteed contract after back-to-back injuries, seasons with injuries missing over 10 games? Do you think he's going to get a guaranteed contract elsewhere? $250 million guaranteed.
If he's traded, yes.
So you think there is a team out there willing to give him a fully guaranteed contract?
Yeah. I mean, look, this is the NFL. Somebody's willing to.
Okay.
Think about it. There was a guy who didn't play for like 2 years that he gave a guaranteed contract to. So if there's an owner willing to do so, they're like, hey, I like this guy, but we'll make it work. There is. I mean, it only takes one.
All right. Okay. All right. Let me give you my take on this.
Mm-hmm.
I absolutely don't think Lamar is going anywhere. I think the Ravens are smart, right? They know when Eric DeCosta said he has a team close to a championship team, why would you want to start over, right? Like, this isn't the year to start over. It's not the year. I think at the very worst, the Ravens are going to franchise him and let him play out that franchise tag because they know there is no way in, as you would say, Hades, he's not going to play.
45 mil.
Now maybe they're wrong. Maybe they'll franchise him and he refuses to play. I think it would be idiotic. But if I'm the Ravens, I'm franchising him. I'm paying him his $45 million this year, and I'm letting him play on that franchise tag. If he refuses to play, that only hurts him. So, but I think the Ravens, in good faith, will try to get a long-term deal done with Lamar, and I think they have done that. I think the Ravens are a fair organization. They've always been an organization that tries to take care of their players, especially their own. And to me, the fact that they gave the contract to Roquan Smith that they did, the richest contract in the history of the NFL for a linebacker, for a dude that was unrepresented, to me that says a lot. To me that says they're fair. They're a fair organization, right? Anyway, I think Lamar's gonna play. He'll be back. Now he might not be back for OTAs, which to me is so overrated anyway. OTAs and training camp and whatever. But the dude's going to play. The dude's going to play. He's not going to turn. He made $23 million this year. He'll make $45 million. That's guaranteed money. He would have to be pretty dumb to turn that down. So he's going to play. I think the Ravens, if he doesn't sign, the Ravens are going to play hardball. I don't think they're going to want to trade him because I don't think they're going to get the value they want. First of all, they got to find a team, an NFC team, preferably, right? That's going to want to give the Ravens what they want. I think the only way the Ravens trade Lamar is if it's a team that's picking in the top 5. They get tons of draft capital, like the team like Houston. Houston has the number 2 in the 12th pick in the draft. If they were to trade Lamar to Houston, get the 2, get the 12, get some second round draft picks and stuff like that, and they can draft like a CJ Stroud
or something.
Yeah, or Bryce Young or whatever. Maybe they would do it, but in the division where you have Deshaun Watson, Joey Buckets, right, and in a conference when you have also Justin Herbert. Now Trevor Lawrence, Sunshine. You know what I'm saying? You got freaking Justin Herbert.
Josh Allen. He said Justin
You know
Herbert.
what I'm saying? Russell Wilson. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. You got the Russell Wilson. Yeah.
Derek Carr.
Oh no, not anymore. But yeah, you got home.
Joe Flacco. You know, Mac Jones. You know, Josh. Oh, dang! I didn't even say Josh Allen.
Yeah, you said Herbert twice.
Oh, sorry. But yeah, so you know what I'm saying? Like the Ravens aren't stupid. You cannot.
Oh, I'm sorry. And don't forget Tua.
Oh, and Tua Tagovailoa, exactly. So you cannot compete without an elite quarterback in this conference. Period. It cannot be done. And the Ravens know that. They're not winning a championship unless you have an elite quarterback. Joe Flacco, good Lord. I hear the word elite now automatically.
Yeah, Joe Flacco pops up.
Lamar Jackson is a generational talent. He wins 75%.
He's 1-1, Hurt. He's 1-1.
Yes, he's 1-1. But Hurt, how do you get rid of a guy who wins 75% of the games that he starts? These guys aren't falling off of trees. The Ravens know this. My whole thing is this. If I'm Steve Bisciotti, right? You've had 5 years with Lamar. You know who he is. Take a shot for 5 years. Just take it's worth it.
Yeah, it's what? Just turned 25?
Commit 26. He just turned 26 2 weeks ago. So take a shot for another 5 years, right?
Mm-hmm.
See what happens. If it doesn't work out after that 5 years, move on. But to me, he has shown first of all, he's earned and he's proven. I mean, he's earned the money and he's proven it. He's proven he's earned another 5 years. He's earned $250 million. He's earned this stuff. And it's 5 years. My thing is, if he gets hurt again, okay, we can start over again in 5 years. If we sign him for 5 years and it doesn't look like it's trending in that upward direction, okay, we can draft a quarterback, maybe not next year, but maybe 2 years from now to kind of prepare for his exit. You know what I'm saying? We could take plans to move on. But my thing is, to me, he's already been in the organization for 5 years. You know who he is. You know what he could do. It's worth it committing to another 5 years with this guy and try to get a championship. So
I like this. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I just feel like we have another 5-year window. Steve, just, you know what I'm saying? He's earned it. Look, the man wasn't a number 1 draft pick. He was a 32nd pick in the first round. You had him on the cheap this whole time. Just pay him. Now, is it going to be tricky, trying to bring other players in here? Yes. Just pay him. So, real quick, here's my wish list. They signed Roquan.
Mm-hmm.
This is my ultimate wish list. They signed Roquan, check. Sign Lamar to a 5-year deal. Hopefully they'll do that. And everybody's saying trade for DeAndre Hopkins, right?
Well, you need an offensive coordinator first. Don't you?
Well, they're going to get they already fired Greg Roman. Check. They're going to get an OC. Fine. Now, here's what you do. What's the glaring need on the Ravens? A number 1 wide receiver. A lot of people say go after DeAndre Hopkins. I say what they should do is go over Mike Evans. He's got 1 year left on his contract. They could trade a second round. I think Tampa would take a second round pick for Mike Evans. He's not worth a first. I would give up a second in the 5th or something like that. Oh shoot, wait a minute. We don't have a second because of Roquan. Darn it. Well, we gotta figure out somehow to get Mike Evans. He's got 1 year on his contract. We can extend him if he wants to be extended. If not, then that's fine too. I mean, him playing 1 year on the Ravens is going to hurt his value. So, anyway, that's my wish list. Mike Evans, I think DeAndre Hopkins is going to take too much to try to get him. Mike Evans is only 29 years old, 6'5", big targeted receiver.
He's a tough dude.
Yeah. You take him, put him along with a healthy Rashad Bateman, put Devin Duvernay in the slot. We have our trio of tight ends with Isaiah Likely, Mark Andrews, and the upcoming Charlie Kohler, with a healthy freaking J.K. Dobbins and Gus
Who
Edwards.
wants the ball?
Right. With a healthy J.K. and Gus Edwards? Are you kidding me? And we have 80% of our offensive line intact? Come on, man. Get it done, Ravens.
I put it like this. If health wasn't a big issue for your team or the Dolphins, I feel like the AFC Championship game would have been Baltimore and Miami. That's how I feel. And you know who I'm going for now.
If you get Evans,
fight, and that's true. He's got to fight somebody. You know, because there's no that dude from New Orleans he fights every year. So yeah, who would he fight? That's true. That's a good question.
Yeah, that is.
Like what safety or cornerback from another team would he get into a fight with?
I don't know.
Actually, you know what? What? Who's that dude for Cleveland?
Which dude?
Oh man,
offense, defense,
or something.
What?
Who plays defense?
Miles Garrett,
no. He's fighting no defensive line.
Ward,
safeties and like cornerbacks.
What?
Oh, Minka. Yeah, I think Minka Fitzpatrick. That's what I was thinking.
Oh yeah, Minka. Yeah.
But yeah, is it Ward? What's Joe Ward? What's his name?
No, I forget his.
I thought there was a dude named Joe on Cleveland that's like a cornerback safety.
Yeah, it's Ward. It's Ward. He's the corner, but I forget his first name. Yeah.
So yeah, I can see that.
All right, but anyway, that's my take on the whole Lamar situation. We'll see how this breaks down. Now, a key date will be, I think, March the 7th, because I think the Ravens have to declare him. If a deal doesn't get done, I think it's either March 2nd or March 7th. Then they have to figure out which tag they're going to do. So we'll see how that goes.
Cool. Well, we spent a lot of time on the birds, so no more bird talk for now. So let's get into these games. But I do want to say real quick. From the games that I did get to watch. It was an exciting weekend of football. All these games were close. A lot of teams, like Miami, had a backup that went in there, had a great game plan. Their head coach is out there vaping on the sideline. Again, I'm a Mike McDaniel. I love that dude. I don't agree with the vaping now. We got to talk. Me and him got to talk about that. But
was he vaping?
Yeah. Oh, dude. The dude was like, this is what I saw. And someone had it on one of these reports where he's just like, calling a play and just like, and then put his hand here and kind of looks around. And,
oh my God.
Does that and then puts it down real quick. I'm like, what? What? Just the way it was just like wait a second.
Oh, come on. Was he really vaping? Come on.
But I like that dude. So next year, it depends on health. I think the AFC's just going to be as tremendous as it was this year.
Yeah, man. It's going to be good, man.
It's going to be fun.
And the Dolphins will be back next year.
I'll do it. I think, again, if Tua started and he was healthy, if Lamar started and he was healthy, it's all about health.
Yeah.
That's all it is. And that's how I'm going to these games when I do these picks this weekend. So,
all right. Well, before we get to these picks, what games surprised you? Any surprises last week? No, because you got them all right.
When you go 6-0.
If only you could have placed the DraftKings.
Oh my God, I don't even want to talk about it. It makes sense. Like I'm there, I live here. I don't understand. You know what I mean? Like where is the money? Is the money coming from the Central Bank of Florida or something? Or is it coming from their headquarters, wherever they are? Like, where I didn't move there. Anyway, I don't even want to talk.
All right.
But yeah, I would have been, my parlay of 6 would have been absolutely perfect. But,
that would have been great.
But no, again, none of the games really surprised me. I'm surprised. I don't know why you picked Minnesota. I just don't understand.
I'll tell you well, like I explained in the podcast, the two look, the 4 I was confident on were the 4 teams that won. San Fran, check. Mm-hmm. Jacksonville. I knew they were going to win. Now, granted, now, you know me, I don't trust the Chargers, and I said that on the podcast. I don't trust that team. That's the only reason why I picked Jacksonville. Buffalo, to me, that was a given, even though Miami put up a great fight. But in Cincinnati, I really thought the Ravens had a great chance of winning, but the probability was.
I mean, they did.
Right.
I mean, I think it was 24-24, right?
But I really went. It's funny. I really went into that game thinking the Ravens might pull this off. Like I really, me with my picks. Like I keep it real. I really thought the Ravens could pull it off.
Well, what did I send you? You remember what my text said?
What?
I said I'm picking Cincinnati, but it depends on how Hundley plays.
Yes, you did. Yes, that's right. Right.
Because these teams know it. Like when these teams know each other, they know each other. So even if you have a backup, the game plans are still going to be whatever it was if the other guy who starts was going to be. Maybe your offense or whoever's missing may not be as dynamic, but the game plan is the same. Miami's seen Buffalo twice already. They know how to play him. You've seen Cincinnati twice. You know how to play him. You played them last year. It's the same thing. Right. So I know these games are just going to be tight. I just didn't know why anybody believed in Minnesota. That was my biggest.
So here's the thing, right? Mm-hmm. I don't believe in Minnesota, but they were at home, right? So, and I knew Wink was going to have a good game plan. I knew it. Well, I know Wink, man. Just like he's going to have a really good game plan this week too. But I was like, I gave them the benefit of the doubt because they were home. That's it. That's the only reason I said they're the home team. And this year, Minnesota has been winning all the close games. All the close games this year, Minnesota won. So I was like, if it does come down, if it is a close game, I'm going to give them the nod because they've won those games this year. They know how to win close games. But the problem was, it wasn't really that close. I mean, it was, but it wasn't.
Yeah, but then the quarterback was terrible. Anyway.
Yeah.
So no, none of that stuff really surprised me. So real quick, going through last week. Hold on a second. Let me pop this. Scores up. So 49ers over Seahawks. I mean, we all knew that was going to happen. I mean, I didn't expect Purdy to throw 4 touchdowns, but he had a great game. Jaguars came back 27 down to score to outscore the Chargers 31-3 at home to take the victory for the Jaguars, which is crazy.
I feel bad for the guy that bet $1.4 million in the second half. I
don't feel bad for him. The fact that you want to put that out for something, that's on you, homie. Sorry.
Just to net $11,000.
Yeah, exactly. So that's I don't feel sorry for you.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, actually, why am I feeling bad? You're right. Yeah.
Bills over Dolphins, of course, very close game, very competitive. Giants, we were just saying Giants over Vikings because the Vikings are the Vikings. Bengals, of course, over Baltimore, very close game. And the Dallas over Buccaneers. And that's another thing, too. Again, I didn't pick Dallas. Believe me, I don't pick Dallas because I want them to win. That's the first thing I'm going to say when I pick Dallas. I don't want them to win. But the Buccaneers all season have been horrible. Absolutely horrible. And like I said, I think the week before, the thing that made me angry was that they lost to us that last game, and they looked bad. If they blew us out, they would have lost that game to Tampa because they would have become overconfident.
You did say that.
I'm telling you. I mean, but because they got blown out and they looked bad, that's there. Now they're like, oh, well, we got to come out and perform better. And that's exactly what they did in this situation, unfortunately. So that's so all that sets up what's going on today, starting at 4:30. Chiefs, Jaguars. Of course, this game's at Arrowhead. 40 degrees, a little bit of rain in the forecast. Tickets as low as, real quick. The NFC East is, of course, the best conference of football. But besides that, tickets as low as 81 degrees to 81 degrees, $81. Who you got? Chiefs, Jags.
I got the Chiefs this game. I think they played each other earlier this year. I think the Chiefs won 27-17. I think that the Jags may try to keep it. I don't know. I keep going back. On the one hand, I think it's going to be close. But on the other hand, I think the Chiefs, not that they're going to blow them out, but they're going to I think they're going to win comfortably. The Chiefs at home. The Chiefs did they have a bye? Yeah, they had a bye. Jacksonville defense isn't all that great. I'm definitely going Chiefs here.
All right. I'm picking the Chiefs. I think it's definitely going to be more competitive than the first game. And I think the Jaguars had some belief that they could go anywhere and win. I mean, they've been on a winning streak from winning their division to winning a playoff game, coming down from 27-0, beating a team that the Chiefs struggled with during the season, by the way. So I think they're going in there playing with house money. I think it might be closer. I mean, it may be like 7 points. I think Kansas City's 9-point favorite, but Kansas City's still going to win the game. But I feel like it's still going to be quite competitive, maybe up until the fourth quarter.
Okay, so we both had the Chiefs. All right.
So 8:15 p.m. on Fox. Weather is 44 degrees in the city of brotherly love. Tickets as low as $242. Of course, because it's a battle of NFC East teams, because it's the best conference in football. And Philly 7.5-point favorites. Jalen Hurts coming back. Giants coming off a big win on the road against Soda. Eagles, Giants, NFC East. Who you got?
I could be completely wrong, man. I'm taking the Giants this one. Jalen Hurts, I need to know that he's all right, man. I need to know that he's 100% healthy. I know the last time they played, I think they trounced the Giants. I think they beat the Giants. Didn't they beat the Giants both times this year?
Yeah, they beat them both times, and I believe I don't know if one game that I think it was I'm not sure if a game that your favorite quarterback, well, Minshew was in there or not. I'm not sure. I know he lost the game to Dallas. I don't remember if he played the Giants or not, to be honest with you.
Okay.
But I know the only game that Hurts lost was to Washington. So I could say that.
All right. Well, let me
two losses.
just looking at my quick thing, and I see the Eagles. They lost to the Eagles 48-22.
That was in New Jersey,
and they lost at the Eagles 22-16. So,
well, it's difficult to beat a team 3 times.
Yeah, but that team they lost because they didn't play anybody, and Jalen was hurt. So, I'm still gonna go Giants here, man. I don't know why, but I'm going with the Giants.
Now, again, another divisional battle. These two teams know each other, as we all know. But Jalen Hurts is back. As long as he's healthy, again, it's a big thing. It's going to be a big thing throughout this whole thing. But the Eagles are a better team. The Giants were perfectly set up to beat Minnesota. They're not perfectly set up to beat the Eagles. So I'm picking the Eagles.
Okay.
Sunday, 3 p.m. Tickets as low as $130. 33 degrees there at Orchard Park, which is actually warm probably. Bengals at Bills. I'll go first on this one. This is going to be a fun game to watch.
Yes.
This is a tough game. This is honestly, the pressure is on the home team in this one. What's Josh Allen's legacy going to be? He has to win this game. If they lose this game, it's going to hurt him and just further up Joe Burrow, because Joe's already the man from LSU to bringing the Bengals, the Bayou Bengals, to the Super Bowl last year, and also the Bengals winning back-to-back playoff games for the first time in their history in back-to-back seasons. So this is a tough game, but I'm picking the Bengals.
I keep going back and forth. I definitely think the Bengals are going to cover. I think it was a 5-point spread.
Yeah, 5.5. Yeah.
I think they're definitely going to cover, but I got to go with the Bills here, man. I just think they know how high the stakes are high. They know they got to win this game. I think they still remember that first drive, you know what I'm saying, when the Bengals and the Bills played each other about 3 weeks ago, and now the Bills were pretty much just moving the ball on them. And don't get me wrong, there was a lot else that happened in that game, but I think they remember how easily the Bengals were moving the ball. They know they got to win this game. They're at home.
Yeah, they got to win at home. They're 7-1 at home.
Yeah,
but the pressure is all on them. They can't.
Yeah, and Josh Allen's got to stop turning the ball over, man.
Yeah, and then real quick too, I'm taking a chance. I'm picking the Bengals because they're missing 3 offensive linemen, but which is definitely going to hurt them. Now, if the Bills still had what's his name? Who's the pass rusher they signed? Oh man, I forgot his name.
Oh, Von Miller. Von Miller.
Yeah, if Von Miller was there, I'm gonna be picking the Bills because that dude would eat backup linemen like it's nothing.
Yeah, that is true.
So it's just they got to get pressure on him. But I just feel like the Bengals know they could beat everybody in the AFC, and I feel like that's the confidence that they bring. So I'm just why I'm picking the Bengals.
All right.
And you got the Bills, right?
Yeah, I got the Bills.
All right. Somehow, some way, another primetime game on Sunday for some team. Now, again, I know the team that they're playing is in the West Coast, so I know it should start later, so I'm fine with that. Santa Clara, 56 degrees, tickets as low as $360. This is the last of the NFC teams left in the playoffs. Which I think the first time like 3 teams from one division made it this far since like 91 or something like that. San Francisco 4-point favorite. I'm going to pick last in this one. Dallas at San Francisco in Santa Clara. Who you got?
Hurt. I am very worried about this game, man. Just to get it out there, I'm picking Dallas. San Fran, I feel, has the better team, but I don't know if Brock. I love Brock, man. But what scares me is that Dallas is going to be able to shut down, or I won't say shut down. I have a feeling they're going to be able to contain this running game. And Brock's going to have to deal with a pretty elite defense. And I don't know if he's seen. I'm just worried that he hasn't seen a defense like this. I just got a bad feeling, man. I'm picking Dallas, but I detest that team, and I cannot stomach the thought of them going to the NFC Championship game. But I just got a bad feeling about this one, man. Who you got?
Well, like you were saying, Brock is coming up against a defense that's very athletic, very good, and could cause him some issues. On the flip side, Dak is coming up against a defense that's very athletic, that's good, and that can cause him some issues. And from what we've seen in the short period of time that Brock Purdy has been quarterback, that he hasn't made the same mistakes as the other quarterback on the other team has when there's pressure situations and when he has to make the right throws and come through. I go by what I know, and it usually guides me out correctly. I picked Dallas last week because I knew they were going to be different, and they're playing a far, really inferior team. This week, they're playing somebody above their level, and when that happens, they don't usually do well, especially when there's a good defense on the other side. Remember, their quarterback, who missed 5 games, tied for the league in interceptions. He missed 5 games. He tied for the league in interceptions. What's going to happen this game is that there's a Bosa on the other side, and he's going to have Dak's number. Unless Dallas can get that running game going, you can't put this all on Dak because he will not come through. I'm picking San Francisco to win this game. Only just the X's and O's. I picked Dallas, I believe, because this show's about being right, not about who I like and who I don't like. And we all know I don't like them. But I think this is where they get shown for who they really are. So now, could it happen the other way and Brock Purdy just puts in a lemon after he's, actually just been making lemonade out of thin air, like really good tasting lemonade? Yeah. We don't know. Dude had 4 touchdowns last week. The dude looking like Tom Brady suddenly. I mean, like Tom Brady back in the day, Tom Brady, or 2 years ago, Tom Brady. That's who Brock Purdy looks like. And I think the 49ers have the confidence. So could it all come unraveled? Yeah, I just think they have the better players. They have a better coach, and I think they're going to come through. And they had the most recent success.
So. Okay. Well, we'll see, man. It's going to be exciting. Next 2 days of games. So, yeah, man, we'll see how it all shakes up.
Yeah, so that's pretty cool. You have anything else NFL-wise left you want to talk about?
I'm pretty good actually, man. I'm pretty good. I mean,
To all the, I mean, next week it'll be all the, the championship games we'll get into, and we'll probably have more time to talk about coordinators and who gets hired. Because I know, like I said, for who maybe you would like for your candidate, for your coordinator, who Miami got rid of their defensive coordinator, we got rid of our offensive coordinator, Byron Leftwich being fired. So we whole bunch of stuff we got to talk about. But I want to end the show off on two things.
Okay.
One, I want to talk about my favorite basketball player, not named LeBron James, of course, and that's Maya Moore. If anybody knows, I love me some Maya Moore. She was the best player I ever seen in college, going to UConn, and she's the best UConn player. And I've seen all the UConn players. When I'm saying I've seen all the UConn players, from the Sue Birds to the Diana Taurasi's to the Rebecca Lobos to to the Breonna Stewart's, every single UConn player, I've seen them all. Maya Moore was the best because she could actually do everything. And I saw something crazy. I don't even know. Hopefully I took a picture of it and I have it on my phone. Which of course would usually mean I don't. Oh no, I do, luckily. So her career record between high school, college, pros, and USA basketball is 563 and 95. I mean, what? She's won championships at every level. She is she's been MVP of Final Fours. She's been MVP of the WNBA. She's been MVP of the Minnesota Lynx winning the championship. She's a four-time WNBA champion, and she just announced her retirement this week. And it is hard for me. I had a feeling it was going to happen. It's hard for me because I'll never get to see her play. But man, she's great. If you never saw her, she was the toughest. And I never thought I would see anybody compete with Diana Taurasi. Diana was just that epitome to me of that UConn, that great player. But Maya was just that one level. It was not even, it's so close, but it's just, Maya was just there because Maya could just do everything. So happy retirement to you. And, I know, I think she's having, she had a baby. She's trying to have a baby with her husband. But just congratulations on your life and everything. And not only that, she's even a better person than she is a player. But she will be missed. I'm going to miss her playing. So and also Breonna Stewart, she's a free agent, signed with New York Liberty. That's all I got to say. Secondly, on a different total side, everybody knows I watch wrestling. I love wrestling. And down the street, at UMBC at the Chesapeake Arena, ROH was holding all their wrestling shows, and I went to a multitude, as you know, of wrestling shows. One of the stalwarts, the pillars of ROH, were the Briscoe brothers, and they were a tag team as Jay and Mark, and I loved them. I loved them so much. I wanted them to come to AEW, but I would go down and see them because they're such good wrestlers. And I even Dan, Mr. WWE guy, was sending videos of their promos, and he even liked them. I thought maybe he might actually, hopefully one day, come down to the Chesapeake Arena. Actually, I think he did. He came down once to go see him. But unfortunately, this week, Jay was in a car accident and lost his life. And it's just sad. His two daughters were in the car with him. He was coming home from cheerleading practice. And then now they're in surgery. I think they are recovering. Of course, Jay, unfortunately, is gone. So my message to everybody is, just don't let all this stuff happen outside of there. Concentrate on your family. Love your family. Don't take anything for granted. Don't take anything for granted. He was only 38 years old. And love the people that you love. Don't let hate or despair or whatever creep in. Just hold on to the people that you have, and just love everybody, and just let them know that you love them, and always tell them that. because we don't. Again, we never know. So just that's my message. Prayers and everything. I've already supported the foundation for Jay and his family to for the surgeries for his daughters, and just hoping they get okay and they pull through, and just to his whole family. So I just wanted to say that because they used to wrestle down the street, and I know one of them's gone, and I just hope the whole family heals. I'm going to keep praying for them, and that's basically it. But thank you everybody, and I didn't want to start the show with that. I had the show, but I know I had to get it in there. So, but I think that's it. But thank you everybody for tuning in. StreamYard, YouTube, subscribe and like NY2MD podcast, of course, as well as on Twitter, IG, and Facebook, and of course Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Spreaker, Stitcher apps. Wherever you find podcasts, you will find the NY2MD podcast. Thank you very much for tuning in. Enjoy the games today and tomorrow, and hope Dallas loses. It's basically how it rolls.
Yeah.
But thank you everybody. We'll see you next week.
Peace out, y'all.